everyone, Anthony Winston here. That's my real name, for Jazz Piano College. Got a request over on Patreon to do this great song by George and Ira Gershwin. How long has this been going on? In this song, I'm going to, cover the basic chords. I'm going to show you the reharmonization that was used with Sarah Vaughan and Oscar Peterson performing this song. And, show you a couple little reharm things that kind of make the song stronger. And I changed some lyrics too. All right. So we start off here. Oh, and I'm going to do it in a second key. I'm going to do it in Sarah Vaughan's key as well. But let's start off with the chart here so we can all understand it. And actually, to transpose this song, on the back of the chart, I sketched out this real old school way of doing it. It's using Roman numerals, but it's a little bit different than the way it's done nowadays. I had these books by John Mahegan. Like an idiot, I sold them on eBay. We've got A minor. However, the way Oscar Peterson, his trio, along with Sarah Vaughan, the way they did it, they would start on, and in a different key, but they started like this. See, going from A minor to D seventh. You could call it D ninth because the melody note is the ninth, but D7 is fine. That's what D9 means. It means a D7. So, and then do the same thing again. All right. Now here on G sus, a better way is just go D minor and then the G7, like that. When you see a sus chord like this, it's kind of implying that you're putting a 2 in front of that 5 chord. And of course, this is a temporary 2-5-1 right here. Right? Because we're going to the 4 chord, C, right? We're in the key of G, starting on the 2 chord. All right? So 2 to the 5. And then, this is a minor 5 to the 1 chord, which is now dominant. But you could think of this as a 2-5-1. 2-5-1 right into C. And then to the flat 7 chord. And this is such a typical way, use this in rhythm changes and all kinds of chord progressions to get back to the 1. And that's where it goes. But we've got B in the bass, so it's kind of like a 3 chord. But with the G melody note, we really have to think of it as a G. And here, of course, now I'm going to be thinking about the great Barry Harris right here and thinking about, the flat 3 chord and all the triads that could be used here. Right? Because there's 4 different 7th chords. And one of them I just used right here, F sharp 7th. See? Left hand, I'm always going to play this. I'm going to play the melody note up there, and then I'm going to try out 4 different triads right here in the middle. So we've got... And here's another diminished chord, which probably could, use the same kind of treatment, but we're just going to concentrate on that other spot. Now, sometimes... when you're improvising on a song like this, you wonder, where should I put in the blues? And this is a perfect place. Listen to the melody. Think about in the key of G. Right, that's the flat 3 and the regular 3. I mean, that's the blues all over the place, isn't it? Right? So that, is a perfect place to put in, if you're improvising, kind of a bluesy line. All right, then back to the A section again. That's the original, but this is so much stronger. Okay, and just to take a look at some of the chords I'm playing here. It's just a big open voicing. But look at this one, rootless voicing, right? I mean, we use this in the left hand all the time. If you were soloing on this song, you might use A minor like this, and D7 like this, and it's got the 9 in it, and some other crap. and then go right to the D minor to G7, and it says flat 9, so this is another rootless voicing. We call it shape 3. Right into C major, right? I could play it in root position. Right? And then we've got our things that we were talking about. This time I'm going to use an A chord. All right? See, A 7th right there. Yeah. You know, it has a lot of nice dissonance with this thing going on here. You could use D7 there. All right, let's go through it again. We'll try out another chord. So where do we go here? Well, that's an interesting one here. It's a C 7th because I got C right here and the 7th. And there's my melody note and the bass note. This would not be my first choice, but it does work. And what's the other one? Would be a E flat. So that's nice. I could leave the B flat out because I got it down here. So. I like it that way anyway. It helps me think about it. And right here, we're going to the, that's second ending now, and we're going to go to the B section. So let's go to an augmented chord. It could be, any of those kind of chords. It could just maybe just be a 7th chord. Maybe do a 2-5 into our, well, it's our 4 chord, but it's a temporary 2-5-1. 2-5-1. All right, and there we are on that F7 again, and that's the chord we used back up there in the A section too, to get back to our G chord. So now, if you're transposing this song, you might want to remember that the melody starts on the major 7th there. And you might want to remember in the beginning of the song that the melody starts on the 11. Like that, see? That's the 11. All right, but we're in the B section now, so. You might not want it too rich right away. A very typical way to get back to our 3 chord right here. All right, and then we're just going to bounce back and forth between this chord and its dominant chord, right? B minor, if you think of that as the 1 chord, this is the 5 chord. Might do something like right there on that B minor. You could go 2-5, go down a half step, another 2-5, and then another half step gives you the A minor. I kind of like that. Now let's take a look at this Roman numeral thing here. So in any key, and I'll do this once in C, just because it's easy to to understand the system when you use the key of C.